The Philippines will play its third and final Group D game against Iraq at the FIBA Asia Cup in Jeddah this Saturday, August 9, 2025, hoping to secure a win to advance to the next round. The two teams have faced each other only twice before. Their first encounter was historic, as the Philippines became the first team in Olympic basketball history to score at least 100 points, defeating Iraq 102-30 at the 1948 London Games. The second meeting took place at the 2017 FIBA Asia Cup in Lebanon, where the Philippines won decisively, 84-68. Japeth Aguilar is the only player from the 2017 team still participating in Jeddah, while Iraq has retained two players, 6'9" Mohamed Al-Kafaji, age 34, and 6'7" Ali Ismail, age 30. Gilas started strong in the Asia Cup qualifiers, going undefeated in their first four games. That run included a historic first win over New Zealand in a FIBA-sanctioned tournament and an average winning margin of 31.5 points, a clear statement of dominance. However, momentum shifted when Kai Sotto suffered an injury, and the team dropped its last two games to finish the qualifiers with a 4-2 record. It's important to closely examine the key concerns facing Gilas if they defeat Iraq and advance to the second round of the Asia Cup. We need to consider how well the team can adapt under pressure in a highly competitive Asian field. Coach Tim Cohn must identify these issues and make significant adjustments. Lack of primary ball handlers. One of the most glaring issues in the current Gilas Pilipinas pool is the absence of a true floor general. A major issue for the current Gilas Pilipinas pool is the lack of a true floor general. Scotty Thompson has stepped up as the main point guard due to his experience and familiarity with Tim Cohn's triangle offense, averaging 6.2 assists per game during the Asia Cup qualifiers, the highest on the team. The Philippines ranked second in team assists with 24.3 per game, highlighting the importance of ball movement in their offense. However, problems arose late in the qualifiers and during a recent exhibition game. With few natural ball handlers on the roster, Gilas has struggled against defensive pressure, committing 17 turnovers in their loss to Chinese Taipei and 19 against the Macau Black Bears. This contrasts sharply with their earlier average of just 10.5 turnovers per game, which was the second best mark in the qualifiers. Now, it's up to Chris Newsom, the de facto backup point guard, and combo guard Dwight Ramos to share the responsibility of initiating the offense. While both are capable playmakers at times, they aren't traditional point guards, which could pose a problem when Gilas faces aggressive, pressing teams in the Asia Cup. The hope is that collective ball movement and familiarity with Coach Cohn's system can compensate for the absence of a true floor general. However, as the competition level increases, so does the margin for error. Vulnerable defense from three-point range. One defensive trend that Gilas cannot afford to overlook heading into the next round of 2025 FIBA Asia Cup is their struggles in defending the three-point line. In all 6 games during the qualifiers, Gilas allowed opponents to make at least 10 three-pointers per game, indicating a concerning pattern more than just a few hot shooting nights. Opponents converted at a rate of 35.3% from beyond the arc, ranking as the 5th worst among all participating nations. It's not just about the shooting percentages, it's also about how these shots are being allowed. Many of these successful three-point attempts stemmed from slow rotations, poor navigation through screens, or misreads in switch-heavy defensive schemes. Gilas has had difficulty closing out on shooters quickly, especially when defending ball reversals or pick-and-roll situations that lead to kick-out threes. Teams like New Zealand and Chinese Taipei exploited these defensive lapses by keeping the ball moving and forcing Gilas into constant recovery situations. The result was open looks and momentum-shifting runs that were difficult to counter. For a team that prides itself on hustle and defensive energy, giving up too many clean looks from beyond the arc undermines the very identity they are trying to build. These concerns became more pronounced during their lone exhibition game against the Macau Black Bears, where the visitors shot 13 of 27 from three-point range, an impressive 48.1%. While friendly games are usually more about experimentation than results, the lack of defensive urgency on the perimeter was alarming. Whether due to late contests, failed switches, or a lack of respect for shooters, Gilas paid the price. If adjustments aren't made, whether through better communication, faster closeouts, or tighter defensive schemes, this could become an Achilles heel that jeopardizes their campaign. Who can become a reliable third option on offense? Despite the system-oriented offense that the coach implements for Gilas, every team needs go-to players who can perform when the play breaks down. Naturalized forward Justin Brownlee is the clear primary option, and Dwight Ramos frequently serves as the secondary scorer. However, with Kai Sotto absent from the lineup, the question of who will emerge as the consistent third scoring option remains unanswered. Let's examine some viable candidates. Junmar Fajardo is still a formidable presence in the post, making him a strong candidate for a third scoring option. Even though he plays fewer minutes than in his PBA prime, the 8-time MVP is still a force on the block, using his strength, footwork, and soft touch to capitalize on single coverage. During the Asia Cup qualifiers, Fajardo averaged 10 points and 5.3 rebounds, shooting an impressive 65.4% from the field. Even if he isn't the focal point of the offense, he can deliver when the team needs a basket, especially in half-court sets where the tempo slows down. Newsom also makes a compelling case. Known for his discipline and composure under pressure, Newsom excels in the mid-range area, an often neglected space in international play where defenses tend to focus on rim protection or chase shooters off the line. His pull-up jumper from the elbow or short corner is a reliable weapon for late clock situations, averaging 8.2 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 2.7 assists with a true shooting percentage of 59.6%. In Cone's structured offense, Newsom's shot selection and patience help him find his spots without disrupting team flow. Kevin Kiambao, the youngest player, is the most dynamic with the ball. Transitioning to full-time small forward, his vision, footwork, and scoring ability make him a legitimate playmaking wing. Expect his average of 8.3 points and 4 rebounds to rise with increased usage in the Asia Cup.